Welcome to my presentation of learning. My name is Devin Fischett, and just to give you guys a little bit of information about me, I'm currently in 9th grade. I live in Lowell, Massachusetts. I've been in ISCS for since 7th grade. I like to hang with friends, and some outside of school hobbies is I like to bike around. I'm currently a sponsor for Net Varsity, and I also build cars. I'm a very big car enthusiast. I've built many cars already, about 6 since I've been 7 years old. So just a little bit about me. And an overview of some of my goals. Just to let you know what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about my 3 projects: engineering, my hydraulics project, and for global studies, my Brazilian family tree, and also for global studies, my Cambodian genocide. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I see in my future. And my learning focus is self-direction, and some of my goals are to complete 9th grade, and to complete the 9th grade curriculum and move on to 10th grade, and to turn in all of my work and projects in on time. And my third goal is to not have to attend summer school. And what I've been working on for engineering is my hydraulic systems. For this project, I applied my personal knowledge about cars, trucks, and so just some of my knowledge that I have personally to kind of walk me through the steps of how one works. And just to give you guys an idea of what a hydraulic system is, a hydraulic system is a system of forcing a liquid or gas through valves or pipes to apply pressure that another object cannot put out or handle. And hydraulics are mostly used to lift very heavy objects such as Mack truck trailers, boats, and rubble. And my research, I did mine on Range Rovers for the suspension systems. And I picked this topic because hydraulic systems and engineering stuff comes to me naturally. So I figured that this would be something that I would be very interested to, and something that would push me to work toward getting a good grade for. And also it has something to do with cars, and like I said, I'm a very big car enthusiast. So I felt that this was one of my strong points, something that I could do very well on. And what I learned from this project is I learned that Range Rover is not the only car manufacturer to use this type of technology. I also learned that this technology is also used in household items such as water pressures, and on the side of buildings for lifting in crates and whatnot. And I also learned that Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler use this technology, which I never knew before. And so for my next project, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Brazilian family tree. And for this, we made up a family, and we did research, kind of what our family would do, and where the family originated from, and what they did while living in Brazil. And I created a story based on a middle-class family who owned a store and sold coffee and tobacco. I chose these two. I chose coffee and tobacco because at the time it's very valuable, and it was something that was very profitable. And so I just figured that it would be very interesting to write about. And here's a picture of my Brazilian family tree that I did. And what I learned from this project was I learned that there were many heritages in Brazil in the early 1400s through 1600s, and they all stood for something different. So I learned that there were tribes, and they all stood for something completely different. They kind of blocked each other out in society, so they really didn't know. Brazil was very spread out. And and what I learned is that nowadays, St. Paulo, where there's big cities, everybody lives in a society today. So and what this project means is for this project we were given a last name of a family to make up and do research, and we found where our families originated from and what they did in society. And another project that I'm very proud of is my letter to the UN, and it was on Cambodian genocide. And just to give you an idea of what genocide is genocide is the killing of a race of people, and it is typically done, in this case, it was done by the government to retain power over the people trying to make change. And this genocide started by Pol Pot and Nguyen Che, and they wanted to keep their power and killed many people over the fact that he didn't want anybody in Cambodia to learn how to be modern. And this included education and religion. And this kind of genocide killed over 1.7 million innocent civilians. And the U.S., instead of creating peace, instigated the situation by dropping 36,000 bombs over Cambodia. And that was done by President Nixon, who was voted out of office. And we wrote this letter to the United Nations to prove a point on how the U.S. could be more aware on genocide and future reference how we could stop a genocide before it happens. Because the United States is very reliant on itself, and we don't really have an idea of what goes on in other countries, so we definitely should, because what goes on in other countries impacts us as well. And so our letter was just to prove a point on how that we should be more aware, and we have reason to be aware of other countries. And what I learned from this project is I learned that I work very well with a partner or in groups, and I tend to get a lot of work done because I have a lot of ideas, so I have somebody to talk it out with and get my ideas down and stay on topic. And also, like, when I'm working with a partner, I have the moral to kind of make the work like spread out. So I don't want all my work to lean on my partner, so I tend to get a lot done and kind of even it out. And future-wise, where I think I'm headed is like for goals, I think that I'll set the same goals as this year for next year, because I think I would like to continue working toward the same things. I also feel it would be easy to go for a goal that I know I can accomplish. And also another goal that I have future-wise is for college, I plan to be a mechanic. I want to go to college for mechanics. And this connects to self-directing myself, because being committed, and I'll have to be committed to my job, and I will have to focus on my job in order to be successful. And so being a mechanic, you have to really stay on top of things, especially if you want to run a business. And thank you for coming to my POL. Any questions?
You said in the beginning something about you're a sponsor for?
Yes, for BMXing. It's pretty much like pedal bikes. I'm a sponsor because I always wanted to be a BMXer. So I'm sponsored by Net Varsity, which is a clothing brand that I wear. And I'm very proud that I have one sponsor. Hopefully I get good enough where I can get many sponsors. And for my next sponsor, I'm trying to get Sunday Funday, which is my bike that I ride. And hopefully if I get a sponsor by them, then I can go professional. But
so you're talking about like riding in competitions?
Yeah, like do tours, I don't like the word competition. I like to call it do tour because it makes it sound that much better. But yeah, do tour, like Mountain Dew, like DEW, like a do tour. And pretty much it's like for pedal bikes, and there's ramps. It's like a ramp camp, and you hit ramps and do spins and all types of tricks.
That's really cool.
Yes.
And then you said something at the end about for your job. Do you have a job now, or you want to get?
No, I want a job. For a job right now, I currently work at Shop Farms.